Well, you guys might have missed it this winter. I became the owner of Muskie Bumper now. So I don't get to fish every day, but it's good because I can come out here and do my work and then go fishing on my own and with friends. So Brad came down from Minnesota here last week, and we've been building boards and past couple days getting orders out, and we're going to go get the boat and get it loaded so we can go fishing. I cannot wait. So stay tuned for that. I'm really tired. It's 5 a.m. and we're taking off. Long drive ahead of us this morning, but it is going to be so worth it. I cannot wait. So come on, Brad, let's go. Well, long car ride is over. We've made it to the lake. It's in the middle of the day. Looks like we got a bunch of rain here this morning, but now it's kind of humid and overcast. So we're gonna jump out there and do some jumping around, trying to figure out where these fish are. I've been here one time, but it was in February last year. So completely different bite. I'm really excited to go try to figure them out. We caught one.
She wrapped up good.
Ain't got the fire today, so.
Go on, I love that bait.
Well guys, that took, what, 10 minutes? Just started on this bank here. This is a spot that I fished in February and didn't really do any good in February, but I knew it looked really good for this time of year. Pulled in, first lay down, you can see the lay down there behind me. Let that bait sink. I'm gonna talk about the bait here in a minute, but that bait is phenomenal for lay down fishing. But let's get the bump board wet, pull the fish out of the bag, take a look at it. Not a big one, but an awesome fish to start the trip. Super clean. There we go. Let's get her back. Sweet. Welcome back to Mayhem's 10,000 Cast. Let's get some more. Well, I'm out of super glue. I need a new tail. So what I'm going to do is cut this like that. Take this one, cut that a little bit off of that. Yeah, it should be good. It's gonna be ugly, but it'll get the job done. Sweet, back to normal. Now I want to talk about this bait a little bit. I figured out this bait probably 2 years ago, back on my home lake. It's like one of the best baits ever for throwing in laydowns. And why that is your leader, which I got to replace my leader here, but the leader's attached here. And you got limbs on your laydown. Well, this nose will hit that limb and you can literally pull and it'll be like snagged. And you just give it a little bit harder of a pop and it'll pop right off and it'll be completely deflect all that timber. I haven't found a single bait that comes to a tree as good as this. The guy that makes them is Speed Jones, and he's in West Virginia. Good old boy. And I called him that evening and said, "Hey, Speed, I don't think you meant to make as good a bait as you did." And of course he's going to say, "Well, Chase, I know I made a good bait," but he didn't realize what I was talking about. After I told him, he said, "Yeah, I never would have figured that out because he fishes so slow." And literally what I'm doing is throwing it in the heart of that laydown, letting it sink because it's a slow sink. And I let it sink just a couple seconds and I just start slackline popping it like this. And you get like 2 or 3 pops and the fish just loads up on it. That fish there was very shallow. Bait hit the water and I started popping it and I just seen it roll down a little bit deeper and I set the hook and the fish was on there. So definitely a key bait if you want to try it. It's a gar bait, I think is what he calls it. Deadhead tackle. But Speed Jones, find him on Facebook. Super, super good bait though. Give that a shot next time you're fishing laydowns.
All right, it's 2023, my first time on the water this season. Feels really good. Chase got that fish earlier on laydowns, and laydowns are normally the key at this time of the year, and I'll tell you what, we thought maybe we had the ticket right away. 10 cast in, Chase puts one in the boat. Laydowns kind of slowed down. We've been hitting them bang, bang, bang throughout the whole day. About 3 hours into the trip now, we got some cloud cover that moved in, and we're gonna start changing some things up. Maybe that cloud cover had a little bit of a change on these fish. Their attitudes might have changed. They might have moved off those laydowns. So we're gonna go check out some other kinds of structure. Stay with us. Hey Chase, what did we get from Team Rhino Outdoors?
Big Dog, St. Croix. We got 2 offshore planer boards, leaders from Stealth Tackle. We got the new braids from Cortland and some Bahio sunglasses.
Wait, Carrie.
What are you guys doing?
Aft-Tek. Husky, what is this? Got a new pounder and tube. Check out TeamRhinoOutdoors.com for all your musky gear.
Magnum Ventures Inc., a woman-owned company, has you protected when it comes to snow, sand, and wind structural fencing products, providing residential, commercial, governmental, and Department of Transportation options for superior property and roadway protection. Proudly made in the USA, Magnum Ventures structural snow fence reduces the drifting and icing of roadways, decreasing the number of accidents and the need for roadside assistance. Contact Magnum Ventures at www.magveninc.com for your project needs.
Well, a little evening update here. We've fished every water column from 20 to 0. Tried laydowns, tried weeds, just bare mud basically. It's a fairly big body of water here, and I've only been on it once. Brad's never been on it. Lots of bait though. We're struggling with tons of bait, not finding an area that we really like that looks great. Busted that first fish on a laydown. It was very sunny when we first got out here, and that's very, very good for laydown fishing. Then it got cloudy right after that. We fished more laydowns, never seen any more fish, so then we started trying a little bit shallower water. Nothing in any of that. Tomorrow we're going to pick a completely different end of the lake and play around down there and see how that goes. But for now we're going to run back to where I caught the fish and try that area until dark, and then we will catch you back tomorrow unless we get a fish tonight, which hopefully we do. Sweet. Well, you're seeing me again. That means we got a fish in the net. Literally, right there is the tree that I just got that fish off of. We pulled up here. I got snagged on it with a tube. We went over, marked the fish on side imaging right under us. And I kind of pulled off, and it kind of swam out in the middle, and I spun the boat and flipped that tube back there, and she ate it. So awesome. But I switched to a tube, shallow rig tube, just to slow down a little bit because we're not seeing them, so they're not super active. They got the job done. Gold member tube from Team Rhino. Can't beat it. One of my favorite patterns of Team Rhino. Tons of fish on this bait. There we go. So we got the job done. Shallow rig tube. So hard to beat this time of year. Let's get her out and take a look at her. Not a big one. Won't even worry about bumping it before it gets dark so we get some more fish in the bag, just in case we're in the window. Another pretty fish. A little messed up tail there. But super pretty fish. Definitely post spawn. Awesome. Let's get her back. She's ready to go. See you later. Awesome. Well, that plan worked out. That doesn't happen very often, but I don't know. What do you say, Brad? You want to get another one?
Let's get after it.
Here's something I want to talk about. We haven't mentioned what time of year it is. It's at the end of April. We're very far south, so these fish are primarily post-spawn, if I had to guess. They're acting like they are. And that's a kind of a telltale thing when you're pre-spawn fishing these reservoirs. It's a lot of times it's the mouths of coves or on main lake laydowns, which we didn't do great on main lake laydowns, but this is a mouth of a cove. That laydown's right on the mouth of a cove. And it's the only one we found just like that so far. But those are great areas to find it because those fish are coming off of pre-spawn areas and they're traveling through the main lake and they're pulling into these little pockets or just sitting on a laydown for a day or two. So laydown fishing can be really, really good this time of year. I would say where that fish, we caught the fish on it earlier, pulled out, that fish could have been there too, but a lot of times they'll move in and out. Like, so there's all these fish moving through the system. One will pull off and another one will pull right back on, and that's exactly what we came in here and did. Caught one here as soon as we got here, and we fished all day, 5 or 6 hours, and come back and make 2 more casts and catch another one. So definitely not a bad thing to keep hitting the same stuff, especially if you know the lake, you know all the good laydowns, all the good main lake points, all the good coves. Just keep hitting that stuff throughout the day on this time of year. The water temps are 67. They got up to around 70 today, but they're cooling off here toward evening. So it's definitely post-spawn. I don't see any shad spawning. That would be something else that would make the laydowns really good, but the crappies might be spawning right now. But keep that in mind, laydowns can be phenomenal this time of year, and I love fishing them. One of my favorite things to do. So check that out next time you're out on a pre-spawn or post-spawn body of water in the south.
All right, end of day one. It's been a long day. We got up at 4 in the morning. 2 fish in the boat. Can't complain about that at all. Chase got it done today. Hopefully we can find some more fish tomorrow. Laydowns, maybe it is. We're going to find out tomorrow. We'll see you then.
Muskie bumper, measuring fish since 2008. Muskie boards that come in 3 different sizes, left and right-handed variations. They measure accurately up to 60 inches. Stainless steel hardware, lightweight and durable, and they float. We measure your success. Find us at muskiebumper.com.
What do all Muskie Mayhem Tackle Pro Staffers have in common? Big fish pictures. Choose the brand that the pros choose. Muskie Mayhem Tackle. Let the mayhem begin.
Well, started day 2. Just got out here a little later than I wanted to, but we got some good overcast and a little bit of chop, a little bit of a breeze today. I like it. So, see what we find today. A little bit different area of the lake. The area of the lake I actually wanted to fish yesterday, but we couldn't find a boat ramp close enough, and I was too excited to get on the water. So I chose to put in somewhere else where I didn't want to, but it worked out. So hopefully find a little bit bigger fish today and see if they're eating. Oh, that looks good. Well, when you're fishing trees, this is the inevitable. You get snagged. Very simple, but I have a lot of clients that I have to teach this. You just take it, and just pop around on it. Most of the time you got to poke down behind them. You don't want to poke behind them too hard, you might bust your rod tip, but a lot of times with the bucktail, it's just that back hook's right on the tip of the limb. And you just poke down right behind it and pop her off. Now we're back to fishing. Another thing too, when you come in on these laydowns, that one's there, I'm snagged on it. I backed my boat in. That way, as soon as I get it unhooked, I can make a different angle on these other two laydowns. It's another really good thing to do, especially on laydowns that get fished a lot. You get a completely different angle on them. Well, the wind has really picked up and the fish are not cooperating, so we're gonna start trolling. Troll some main lake areas, I guess, where the river channel is. Don't seem like they're really pushed up in these coves and stuff like that. We thought that one cove just must be like really hot. So we're just gonna troll the main lake, try to fight this wind, and hopefully we get bit.
Well, the trolling game looks like it might pay off. We've seen a couple fish come up, seen them on the live scope, did some following. The last fish, both Chase and I were down in here just waiting for it to go. Chasing really hard. It looked like it actually missed the bait. They look like really good fish. There's some weather moving in. We got some heavier cloud cover. The wind is still howling, but things are looking like they might pick up. So hopefully this trolling game gets it done.
Well, looks like it might be the end of the day. There's a freaking giant storm coming. It's just growing and growing and growing. It's sunny / thunderstorm looking, so we're gonna get a little closer to the ramp and probably head out if it gets worse. But I don't know. Taking it safe, getting a little closer to the ramp. We're a good ways away from it, so get out of here.
Megan. He swallowed it. He's got a crankbait in his mouth. Go up front.
There we go.
Awesome.
Finally.
Oh.
Wow.
Whopper plopper in its mouth. Well, the rain did not come, but now it's coming. So we had a couple hours there without any rain that we thought was supposed to be rain, but it didn't come. Anyways, we came back into the same area that we caught those fish earlier. Brad had a really nice fish up on a tube, kind of casting in open water out here. There's a lot of bait just suspended out here. I thought I got whacked, And then I reeled down, and when I went to pull again, I felt a thump. That time I set the hook, and she's got it down the throat. Let's get her unpinned. Something really cool is we got a new whopper plopper. Someone hooked her on a whopper plopper and broke her off. The whopper plopper out first. Can't beat that. Brand new little whopper plopper there. I bet that guy's still mad. All right. Figure out what side the bait's on. Wow. Really pretty fish. Well, I think she wanted it. Good old Boggs Mohawk, 1.5 ounce chaos weight on it, and I just do that because it just makes it hop just a little bit better. Not really to get it any deeper, just to make that bait hop a little better. She wanted it. Wow, that thing absolutely hammered it. All right, let's get her on the musky bumper and see how long she is. Super nice fish. Pretty close to the same one that Brad just raised. Right here. Sweet fish. Wow, that is gorgeous, dude. Absolutely awesome. We have worked our butts off for this one. Super sweet fish. Let's get on the bumper real quick before that rain hits. 46.5. Sweet. Awesome post spawn fish. Gotta love it. Right before the rain. Let's get her back. Really brown. Boat's turn. She goes. Well, that's one way to end the day. We've literally been out here all day, not a single follow, haven't marked anything all day. We pull right back into this cove where we've seen the fish, and here they are. I don't know, this is super weird. I'm not used to them being all in one area like this. It doesn't seem like there's a ton of fish in here, but there's enough of them. There's none anywhere else in this entire lake, I can promise you that. So I think we're gonna get out of here while this rain's starting to pick up.
It was a fun trip down here. We worked for him, that's for sure. But we'll be back at some point. That's another day. But we're both tired, hungry. We've been basically living on beef jerky for 2 or 3 days here, and stupid hotel burritos, if you can imagine that. Till next week, Mayhem's 10,000 Cast. Thanks for joining us.